Hey everybody, this is Lindsey, and you're listening to the Double Chins Wagon podcast, the show where millennial moms share the absurdities of living life in rural America and struggling through the realities of being middle-ish class working moms and wives. No topics are off limits, and we are here for all people who no longer have the will to take life seriously. So hop on board the Giggle Wagon with hosts Lindsey, Rae, and Kayla as we explore some of the relatable yet hilarious crannies of everyday life that will leave you feeling like you deserve a gold star for all of the adulting you accomplished today. Double Chins Wagon is brought to you by Hidden Nook Booksellers. Hidden Nook Booksellers is an independent bookstore with new books, board games, and literary-inspired gifts in downtown Grayling, Michigan. Because supporting independent bookstores is the hip thing to do nowadays, you'll find this cute shop is full of fun surprises, like fun book clubs, special events, and special orders for anything you would be able to find on the World Wide Web. For more info, visit hiddennookbooksellers.com. Welcome to Double Chins Wagon. I'm Lindsey, and this is the first of a special series of episodes that will get released on occasion that we like to call Geriatric Millennial Happy Hour, a series of our podcasts when hosts will record sessions while not 100% sober. For our kickoff of Geriatric Millennial Happy Hour, we also got to chat with our very first special guest, Chris Bathgate. Keep it real. Oh my goodness. Well, do you want to introduce yourself, very first guest that we've ever had?
Yeah, my name's Chris Bathgate. I'm a Midwestern rural father. And a bunch of other stuff, songwriter, carpenter.
It's kind of funny for all 9 of our listeners that are regulars that maybe you'll put together that this was the dude I was talking about in episode 1.
That's me.
Yeah, and now because we are sans Kayla and Rae, because they are both unavailable for fun reasons, we have a dad instead of 2 moms, I guess. So it's exciting. Big deal. Musician, carpenter, dad, master of dad jokes.
I'm getting there. You never arrive. You're always striving to be better.
That's true. And there's an endless amount of things to be cheesy about. So do you want to share the one that you just told me? Or do you want to keep that to yourself?
No. Wow. Well, I'll frame it in a different way.
Okay.
I'll say something like, this is a joke I wrote. This is a joke I wrote, yeah. It's not very good, but I'll share it for your listeners, for the 9 folks who are going to hear this joke. This is my joke. Though, I will say that someone else probably thought this joke up.
Mm-hmm.
I've just never heard this joke.
So to you made it up.
To me, I made it up, but it probably exists in the world. So I'm a carpenter, right? And the bummer, Lindsey, the bummer is that when you finish a project and you're proud of it, nobody really wants to, like if you build a deck, for instance, nobody cares about your accomplishments. If you want to take a picture and send it to someone, nobody likes unsolicited deck pics.
That's true. It's true.
I'm working on it. It's going to get refined. But for a carpenter, I mean, it's true though. Nobody wants to see your deck.
It's unsolicited.
Unsolicited deck pics. Anyways, so
that was
my joke.
That was great.
Lindsey, what's your joke?
I don't have one. Oh, wait. Okay, I do. This is the only joke that I ever remember. So, and I'm sure you've heard it actually, because It's one of those, you hear it at a wedding from someone's uncle type jokes. Hold on, I have to make choices before I tell it.
I don't know if you know this, but I collect jokes.
Oh, so you've definitely heard this one. I'm pretty sure. Why do you do that anyway?
you know, when you play music and you find yourself like standing outside of a venue and people are all standing around, it's sometimes fun to be like, to say, hey, do you got any jokes? People will go around and tell you jokes. I've done that lots of times where there's been a group of people and I'm like, boy, maybe we all need an activity. Who's got a joke?
What was the beer on tap at the restaurant? Like the rotating beer on tap? Miller Lite or something?
You mean the name of it was the rotating...
Which
okay, but
you would think you're going to make it something nice and exciting.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something that you're not going to have a million kegs of.
Yeah.
But, okay, go ahead.
It was Coors Light.
Did you not expect that answer?
At the last, I was like, it's probably going to be some like local like IPA or, you know, something with a silly name. But no, when he said Coors Light, I was like...
I think I said out loud, exciting. So, okay, I'll use Coors Light. What do Coors Light and having sex in a canoe have in common?
What do Coors Light and having sex in a canoe have in common? They're both pretty fucking close to water.
Yeah. Yes. So you just smart enough to figure it out?
No,
It was in your...
Yes.
God damn.
It's one that I've collected.
It's okay.
But it takes a second to recall, right? The punchline there has got to be precise.
Mm-hmm.
I had to think about what sequence, you know, if you're, yeah, it's fucking close to water. You could mess it up if I didn't think about it first.
It's an art, I guess. Joke telling.
Well, that's a good joke. Sorry I knew the answer. Were you disappointed that I knew it? Or were you like...
It's fine. No. Because I expected you to know it. Like I said, it's one that you hear at a wedding from someone's uncle. That's like inappropriate, you know?
Yes.
I told you that we were going to be talking about some things that maybe you either don't like or love that other people
yes.
might not agree with you, whether it's like or love it, hate it, whatever. Did you give any thought, or do you already have something in mind?
Well, I have a clarifying question.
Okay.
Something that I love that other people hate?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So the opposite, essentially. So you're unique in liking or hating the thing.
Got you. The majority of human beings on the planet like it or hate it. What do I like?
And you're going against the grain.
Lots of people hate. You know, I thought about it.
What do you get in arguments with people about? Because that could reveal some, right?
Yeah, this is true. Give me a moment to think about it and tell me yours.
I feel like I've had a lot of situations that for example, the band that I like, I need to defend the reason why I like them.
Well, hold on a second. The people who are listening to your podcast, they are already aware.
No, we haven't actually talked about that.
You haven't talked about your favorite band on the podcast?
No, we have not.
Are you?
But this has been, yes, we can talk about that. But this has been like my whole life. So there's been a series of them that I've always liked. And it's been like a contrarian type, like everyone else is on some other wavelength. And I'm like, no, these people are amazing. You're missing out. So I have a lot of good examples. One really funny one is Crazy Town.
Oh, okay. So hold on. I want to paraphrase. So you've had a series of these things.
The type of music has varied.
Gotcha. You should reveal the group. You should say the word. Lindsey, we're talking about...
The Jonas Brothers? Question mark.
But, like, would that be considered a boy band?
No, they're not.
Pop star?
What would you say with what you probably don't know about them?
Yeah, I don't know enough about them. I would say that I would equate them to, like, Hanson.
That's the most comparable. Okay. Yes.
They're not like NSYNC.
Right.
Or Backstreet Boys. Hanson plays their own instruments. I probably know them more because, I don't know, maybe
because
generationally they hit me before the Jonas Brothers, you know?
Yeah.
I was
like we were middle school / like early high school when Hanson was out.
Yeah. So that's the kind of group, that's the species of group that you've had a series of in your life. And it started with...
It actually did start with them. Hanson.
With Hanson?
Yeah.
So you could trace like Hanson, then who's next?
No, but seriously, the music has varied greatly because what was after Hanson? Because that's when I was going to youth group. Like I think a lot of people have that little exploratory phase of growing up if you're not raised in a church, which I wasn't. I think I quickly went over to Limp Bizkit.
Oh, okay.
Which is ridiculous and funny. Do you remember them?
No.
They're the ones that did a cover of Blue Monday.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And around that same time was Crazy Town, which
Oh,
the Butterfly song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the video in my head right now.
Yes, it's awful. Rest in peace, Seth, because he just died, unfortunately.
I feel like I heard that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're reading Yahoo headlines.
Gotcha. So the type of bands that you like, it started out really pure in youth group with Hanson, but then it became instantly alternative. Is that the right word?
Oh yeah. Okay. I skipped because Hanson was middle school. So before then I started out with New Kids on the Block, Debbie Gibson, and then I went through the grunge phase.
Can I ask you a question about your love for the Jonas Brothers?
Yes, please.
Okay. I think that what you might tell me in a little bit is like, you're going to explain to me the genius of the Jonas Brothers.
Maybe.
Okay. I mean, you might speak to why you like them, but maybe that's what I'm asking. Is there an element of the Jonas Brothers that's like, they're dreamy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so here's really the question that I want to ask, but I had to find that out first. Are the other bands in your history of things that are like, I'm not sure about. I could see the Jonas Brothers fitting into the idea of a contentious, way less so. But are in those other bands, Crazy Town, they also had a relevant moment, I think.
They did.
Might have been 2 months, but we remember them, so they had an impact on us, at least,
Yeah.
Whether you liked it or hated it.
Right.
So Crazy Town, can you remind me some of the others?
Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit, okay.
I mean, they're still legit in my opinion. Sorry, just because Wes Borland is still involved, that's the only reason, because he's incredible.
Yeah, he's still badass for sure.
But okay, keep going.
Is there an element in all those bands where there's also a dreamy little bit of a fluttery crush with all those other bands
probably
too?
I'm thinking though.
Yeah, but it's not. But
there weren't any that were all ugly dudes.
So really, what I'm trying to get at. So there's music consideration. It's not just about be dreamy and sing to me. No. It's actual music that you're interested in. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I think that gets
and talent. Because yes, people can make music and not be talented. So
it's true.
Yeah.
I think the Jonas Brothers have, at least from a distant person who knows nothing about the Jonas Brothers, that seems to be an aspect of their appeal.
Yeah.
They are dreamy.
They are. And they work it and they know it.
Yes.
They were like, oh, people think we're attractive. Let's make money off that and sell t-shirts that say, I love Kevin or whatever. They're smart about it.
But you also enjoy their music.
I do.
Right?
And I think
you have multiple levels of appreciation of the Jonas Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand how that's contentious. I've never...
Especially because... Well, here's the thing. Okay, go ahead. What were you going to say? It's contentious because I don't fit in with the rest of their fans. Mm. It's odd for me. Because when they first came out, I was already an adult. I had a big kid job. And they were children. So I'm a little late to the game, and that makes it weird, I think.
Okay, this makes a lot more sense now. Yeah, so it's a contentious... What I was going to say, which is going to make you mad.
It's fine.
You've heard it all before. I've never had someone come up to me and say, man, you got to check out this Jonas Brothers song. Dude, you should... There's some lessons in there. I never had anyone like Jonas Brothers song.
For sure.
So I've always assumed that their greatest value in terms of their exposure and what they're really doing, their fame and as performers, is playing into that other side that I was asking about. We are dreamy. What's the dreamiest I could be? Right? Because I hear, the Jonas Brothers, people think they're dreamy. I never hear people say the Jonas Brothers. They're amazing songwriters.
Right. Yeah, so that part's interesting. You have to have a lot of gumption and talent to be able to figure out some of the things that they figured out with songwriting. It is not complex. All of it is relatively simple on purpose because they're the masters of a catchy tune. And that's it. And they run with it. And there's a lot of very simple listeners out there, right? Most people that are extremely talented, virtuosos, people that you probably listen to and I listen to, the general public don't know about them.
Mm.
And so they're leaning into a market with how they write, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, the younger you are, the less you realize what you're enjoying might be something that's already occurred. When you're I totally identify with that. And maybe I would put it in a way that was like when I was 14, song that was the chords G, C, and D. I've loved those songs. They hit me super hard. I'm serious, which is what you might be suggesting. They're talented beyond what they're composing and arranging, but their brilliance is in the fact that they are arranging super simple, extra sugary, hook-laden pop songs that are that are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're paying attention, they do demonstrate what they are capable of. So
they're showing a little flash, like, hey, my technical abilities are beyond this.
But I think they definitely do lean into the showmanship of being dreamy, as you say.
Yeah. I mean, many artists do.
Yeah.
Not just songwriters and singers and rock bands. And
that's what sells, right?
Yeah. It's one of the things it probably sells the most prevalently, honestly. Right. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That might be true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But why do I even give a shit? That's a good question. Like, why did this happen to me? Because I actually feel kind of like a victim here. Because it was unexpected. I did not seek this out.
Your fandom of the Jonas Brothers?
Yes.
It's okay. Has anyone ever really gotten in your face about it? Has anyone ever really from the hate camp? Have they ever been like? They've like cut you down because you enjoy the Jonas Brothers? Yeah. What did they say? Can I ask?
They just poke fun at it. If they find like a dumb meme that makes fun of them, they're like, you know what I mean?
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I suppose.
But not like personal attacks.
But just
there's been passive ones. I retract that statement. Okay.
But nobody's been like. You listen to the Jonas.
I lied. I got into an argument at the bar the other night about them.
About the Jonas Brothers?
Yes.
An argument. It's it's contentious. It's certifiably contentious.
Apparently.
If you get into
that did happen. And it was with another musician. So that probably says a lot.
Yeah. It's easy to hate on the Jonas Brothers.
It is
low-hanging fruit in terms of...
Yes. And Mr. Nicholas Jerry Jonas is standing right here staring at me while we're talking about this. He's had many locations.
There you go. That's what we're looking at.
He has existed in different areas of Charlevoix, and he was in the band shell in downtown of Charlevoix where some people play. And this particular person that I ended up arguing with about them, he's like, I really wanted to punch him in the face. He's like, he just looks like one of those guys I want to punch. And I'm like, I can see that. Because they kind of have that Guido vibe. Like, they're from Jersey. So maybe that's something that elicits anger from some men.
The fragile male ego. Right. He's too pretty.
So anyway.
So it's contentious. It's certifiably weird. Contentious.
Yes.
I've been trying to figure out what do I have that's like this.
And you have to have something.
My first guess was music. It must be a musical artist that I either love or I hate in other people. Here's one. Here's contentious. Though there's a little caveat with it. I've listened to tons of Prince. Prince is one of the biggest musical geniuses of all time. But I only like 5 of his songs. I've listened to a lot. I can appreciate it, but I only like the hits with Prince. Oh. Which is weird because I haven't found a deep cut. And I've listened to a lot of Prince, but maybe there's a listener that's going to send me the deep cut sleeper hit Prince track that I haven't heard.
That would be fun.
So what I'm trying to say is, me personally, I don't vibe with the majority of Prince's catalog. And some people, if I say like, I'm not, that equates to in some conversations, I would say, other than the hits, I don't really like Prince. And people gasp. That's maybe one contentious thing.
Yeah, I guess I can see how most people, generally speaking, think I get that.
I think some people's love for Prince.
There is a major.
They're like, you don't like this, you know. Like,
you've insulted them at that point.
And maybe I have, but that's contentious. But then I was thinking also about like food. Is there like something that I think is revolting that most people love? You know,
Is there?
I feel like the one I wish I could say is I love Creed. You know, or
hold on, we should talk about Creed.
I don't love Creed.
I know.
That's what I would say. Or
but I think
what's that other band in
Canada? But you think that everyone hates Creed, right? If you say that out loud, you feel like you're safe.
I think
for the most part.
I think the majority of humans that listen to music hate Creed.
That's what I thought too.
As their people and their fans, which is just fine. There's nothing wrong with people
right.
Creed. If you like Creed,
yay for you.
Get joy out of it. But I think most people are. What a joke!
I seriously thought that until last week, where I met 3 different people in one day who were pissed that I thought Creed was a joke.
So it's contentious, yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah.
So apparently, they might have more people than we bargained for.
We'll find out. If your podcast goes viral because it got posted on some Creed fan Reddit Substack or something.
Bring it on. I'm ready for that. It's fine. Because I'm sure that would be fun. I have a food. It's celery.
Can't do it?
I don't like it.
Raw, cooked?
None of the above. I would rather have it cooked, but like no way raw.
Wow. So you're not digging why can't I remember the name of the snack? Ants on a Log. Ants on a Log,
which is one of the Jonas Brothers. Like they have fancy ants on a log in all of their green rooms.
What's a fancy ant on?
It's like almond butter and, you know, but yeah, I don't like celery. It tastes disgusting. Do you actually enjoy the taste of it?
It's a good question.
Do you just eat it because it's a vegetable and you're supposed to?
I think there's an element of celery that you have to be in the mood. If you're eating raw.
Okay.
Cooked celery, I adore.
Well, it doesn't taste like anything at that point.
Well, it's like soaks up the...
Yeah,
it's like the last crisp thing in a bowl of soup sometimes. Unless it's in the milk pot.
Yeah.
But... yeah, celery's a good one. You know, yeah, I don't have one it's hard with the food thing. I like anchovies. I hate sardines. I don't hate them. It's an intense food, you know, it's a highly pungent food.
Well,
I like, you know, curries and stuff that make the whole house smell. Like, sardine, I'm not.
With sardines, though, is there a version that isn't in a can with salt that you like?
Wow, that's I think so. Yeah, I think so. There's a place called Fish Lads, if I can mention a business on here, that I feel like they'd be the people to call. I've been to a lot of fishmongers, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like I've seen fresh sardines.
Okay. Because I feel like that would be a very different experience.
It could be. But yeah.
I'm not into trying it out.
They're not universally loved, though. It doesn't really qualify. It's not like celery. Most people love it.
I wouldn't say love, though. I think most people exist with celery.
They tolerate celery. They're like, yeah, okay. If I can put peanut butter on it, I'll have some.
That's why ants on a log exists, because celery is just, it's not really getting most people excited.
I feel like I did have a celery kick once because I think I read that celery takes more calories to digest than it contains. So it's like calorically. It's like a 0.
You know why? Because of those nasty little... Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It's probably the worst part, but it's, you know, in terms of crunch, you can't really get much better other than like...
I'd rather chew on an ice cube or something. That's crunchy.
That is crunchy.
What about...
There might be a genre that fits for me. There's a cheesy side where songs that, I mean, they could be problematic, but a good concept of this song, I don't have a big group of them, but if I hear one like it, I'm into it. Remember the dance version of Cotton Eye Joe from the 90s? The vocals were a little over the top, but the cool part to me, which was going to make a lot of sense, I think, maybe for you who's like heard what I do, is there was fiddle and dance music.
Yes.
Can't stand the vocals, but when the fiddle tears loose and there's the weird big wedding club.
Yes, you hear
I'm like,
at weddings.
That's fun.
Bowling alleys.
Bowling alleys. Roller rinks. Yes, those places. So maybe that's a thing that outside of the 90s, someone would be like, who in this place put Cotton Eye Joe on the friggin' boombox? Why are we listening to Cotton Eye Joe right now? It's a Tuesday.
Yes.
Or whatever. It'd be me, probably. Having a conversation with you, being like, okay, Lindsey, just wait till the fiddle kicks in, okay? Ignore the vocals.
No, I already heard it before you even said that, so.
Yeah, you know the exact part that I'm talking about.
Absolutely, yes.
But, yeah.
I wonder who was playing on that track.
That's a good question. I've looked it up before, and I've actually listened to the entire record that it's on.
What is it? What's the rest of it?
I can't remember the band name, but I was like, maybe there's more songs on their album like Cotton Eye Joe. And there was, but nothing compared in terms of quality. You could tell where they spent the money on that record, and it was Cotton Eye Joe.
They got their money's worth.
They got their money's worth for sure. So yeah, maybe Cotton Eye Joe is my contentious like. Yeah. But just the instrumental part, not the vocals. If you can even separate the two,
it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's very different.
Yeah.
That is really random and amazing. So thanks for saying that.
But there's another category I kept trying to search for when you asked that. It's like, okay, if it's not food and it's not music, is there something else, outside of the realm of politics or something? People have to really feel passionately about music, food.
What about?
I don't know.
I asked you about smells, and you said nothing really bothers you. And I'm guessing you were thinking along the lines of what I was asking, aka scents versus smells.
You mean like garlic versus a Yankee Candle?
Yeah. Because a lot of people get really passionate about patchouli.
Oh, that's a great one. I love patchouli.
I like it too.
Yeah.
And most other people are like, oh my God, I hate that smell.
I had a bad experience while smelling patchouli.
I never thought of that.
For me, it reminds me of my Uncle Greg, who would he might have had a little oil in his beard or something. Mm-hmm. But you go in for that big bear hug and then with patchouli. Oh, warm fuzzies.
It's a nice memory.
My mother makes soap, and I asked her to make me patchouli soap, and she gave me this huge box.
Nice.
Yeah. I think at some point I had some, not the oil, but like a salve or something like patchouli, and I don't want to wear it. I just want to smell it.
You don't want to be that source of joy for others?
Well, because I think it's contentious. It seems inconsiderate. The soap seems like...
But you could make it positive for some.
I could. But maybe that's a trauma that can't be healed. Somebody has a bad experience with someone.
Make it so that your kiddos love the smell.
Yeah, that's... I've got another generation.
Right.
Yeah. The thing that sets me off is paper mills. You ever driven past a paper mill?
Yes.
They
do.
Oh yeah.
Why?
I don't know enough to give you the answer, but what I can tell you is here's how I think of it, which is weird if you think about it. I think this is how it works. Google it, tell me if I'm wrong. Your nose is actually telling you that some small molecule of the thing that you're smelling is in your nose.
Yeah.
And this is the thought I have when driving past paper mills. Shit. It's because that smells like pure chemical soup. Great. Now I have chemical soup molecules in my nose.
Yeah. Well, there are so many other things. When you put smelling in that context, which is accurate, that is exactly what's happening. Even when you're smelling your own shit, you are...
I wasn't going to go there, but you did. That's cool. Thanks for covering. Everyone's thinking it. Everyone's thinking it who's listening right now. Yeah.
You actually have poop in your nose. But it's disturbing if you think about life in that way all the time. It's probably not a good mindset.
Yeah, but, it's better that you know it's there than not.
I guess.
So that you can bake it.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
Are we sure that that's how it works? Do we need to Google that to make sure we're not
I'm pretty sure we're
that's
right.
How I think it works too.
I think we are. Went to school. I learned that my pre-med days, so... It's in microbiology. That
makes sense, right?
Where we learned
that.
Sense
to me. It's cool to have that as a category. I've been thinking about trying to describe a smell that I don't know if there's a name for. I'm going to tell you the conditions in which the smell exists. You know that first crisp fall night smell?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
What the fuck is that?
I know. That is weird. It's okay. Let's try to describe it. There's a little bit of How do you smell humidity?
Wow. Yeah.
But
It's not entirely
light.
dry.
No, it's definitely.
There's a little moisture, and it smells like you're standing next to an iceberg. That's how I would imagine. Like you're standing next to a large, cold thing, but
there's a little sweetness to it, though. In my version of it.
But trying to describe that has been on my mind for a week. So I was like, okay, I love summer. It's summer, but wait, fall's coming. Like, which used to be my favorite season. I think spring is now.
Spring is definitely mine.
But it's a good, the first few days of jacket weather is when you get that. And I was trying to think, how do I describe this? Probably for a song, honestly. But is this a poem I'm trying to write, or is that a bad poem I'm trying to write? Describing the smell of a crisp autumn evening, But it's, yeah. So it's interesting to think about the universal loves and universal hates in terms of scent.
But patchouli is most definitely one. Most people have an opinion about.
Yeah. I will say that I dislike most perfumes. I've never smelled, I don't know if I've ever smelled any fragrance for any kind of person. Maybe it's because we're geriatric millennials. Do you remember when was cool water like a big thing for you?
Oh, yes.
That was like every dude.
Yes, slathered in it.
Yes, and Hugo Boss.
With hair gel.
Yes. Yeah, those were the days.
Lord.
I like the band Perfume Genius, but I fucking hate perfume. Somewhere I was told, I think, or it was like, maybe it's on NPR or something, in terms of anecdotal testing, the smell that has the biggest effect, an aphrodisiac that's like works and is very potent, is cinnamon rolls.
Really?
Because they were like, which one gonna make you fall in love? And I don't think there's any synthesized cinnamon roll smell that would make someone bounce behind somebody else like Pepe Le Pew, But so, like, I don't know. There's other smells people can have that I think are like more pleasant than Hugo Boss and Cool Water.
So, one last thing on this, because I feel like we've already been talking forever, and this got way more serious than I think we thought it would, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We're sneaking them in. We started with jokes.
And it's totally fine. But I just realized that as you were talking about smells and connecting them with memories, that some bad smells make me happy because of memories, if that's weird.
Whoa. What's an example of that?
Okay. And this is maybe another thing, kind of like your fall example. The smell of a house that's an old house that probably had one too many cats living there. Maybe the crazy cat lady house. We've all smelled a house like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, exactly. The way you describe it, I don't smell it in my brain, but I know exactly the kind of, this is
a little dank and
musty little,
and maybe cat pee a little bit, but not overpowering. Like, it's been there for a couple of decades.
A bad smell that has an olfactory memory trigger.
Right.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah. Probably not the one you want to brag about the most.
Reminds me of my grandma.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's good. I've had that with with old instruments, which is similar to like old books. Also have a I feel like is a popular one, but like I've opened guitar cases of like older guitars, and suddenly I'm like back in some part of my childhood. Somebody showing me an old Gibson for the first time or something.
That is a very distinct smell that old instruments tend to get.
Yeah. Wood and dust and sweat. And what do they call it? Crud.
And depending on what kind of, you're talking like, there's probably skin cells and...
Love gross stuff. Yeah, exactly. As we're talking about molecules.
Yeah.
So the last donor skin cells are in your nose, right? Smell this guitar.
Oh, man.
That's interesting. Do you have more... similar bad smells that are associated with a positive memory?
So I think the smell of marijuana smells amazing. I don't know if people don't like it. I'm sure there are people that don't enjoy it. But the main reason I like it is because it reminds me of my dad. The perfect days where we'd be out fishing and he'd be listening to Jimi Hendrix and getting high. I wasn't. But he was, and he was happy. Like, those are good memories.
That's hilarious. It's amazing. So was there a moment when you smelled it outside of the context of your dad, where you think
I don't
it's associated?
Probably after he passed away, and it's okay. Like, it was a long time ago. So I think, like, once I realized, like, afterwards, that was when it started to kind of be connected to him, if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
By the time he died, I was 16. But
did he know that you had that association with him?
No.
Did you ever say anything? But that's sweet, you know. That's wow. Well, that's amazing and tough, and also great at the same time.
Yeah.
All those things. That's wild. Yeah.
I thought of one. A thing that, people might like or be judged for liking. NASCAR. Because, and you can be on either side, doesn't matter, but the other night I was hanging out with some kids that are way cooler than me, and one of them had a Dale Earnhardt hat on, and I was like, are you wearing that to be ironic? Because that's a thing that young kids do nowadays. And he's, no, I love NASCAR. And I'm like, excuse me?
Do you really?
And then we ended up having a very long conversation about NASCAR. But I feel like people are not really proud of that nowadays. Maybe there was a time where they'd be more open, like in the 90s. I think it was okay. But maybe I just lived in a trailer park.
See, but that's the thing that you're speaking to. There's a stereotype.
Yes.
There's a stereotype in NASCAR. There's stereotypes in all realms of
absolutely.
Of but yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the stereotype. And it's pretty prevalent, though, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a time when no one liked NASCAR, ironically.
True.
And now there's a time where people can like NASCAR, ironically.
I've even seen people wearing those really cheesy NASCAR jackets, like full color, ironically. And that is interesting to me, because those should have never been okay. They were around like 2000, I think, in my unfortunate circle that I lived in Jackson at the time.
Would you?
Jackson, Michigan. Okay. I've just answered my own question.
Do you like NASCAR ironically or seriously?
I used to like it seriously.
Do you like it now ironically?
I don't
Did
really
you jump the shark too?
care right now.
Gotcha.
I don't give a shit.
But you did.
I did.
You liked it when it was cool.
It wasn't cool. It wasn't.
I don't have any opinions on NASCAR, really.
I think my world was small, and all the people around me liked it, so I didn't think much of it. I should have asked questions.
It is amazing.
There's a lot of thinking and science that goes into
and engineering and teamwork and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of admirable parts of NASCAR, but it does have some connotations.
There's just really good people watching in infields at MIS. Have you ever had the pleasure of? No.
No, I've never been to a raceway. I've always wanted to.
You should.
Or go see the monster trucks in a big arena. Do flips and
that's actually more entertaining, I would say.
Yeah.
For sure.
I have gone to a demo derby before, and it was outrageous.
That's fun.
It was outrageous.
Where did you go do that?
This was at the county fair in high school. So people I knew, rural Illinois, small high school. But the county fair the fairgrounds were in our town. And I watched this guy, Flamer, I think was his nickname. Sweet guy. I think he won his heat.
Oh.
And he won it, but he had a station wagon, and he just he would back into people. He wouldn't hit with the front.
That's smart.
So he was just putting in reverse and smashing people to bits.
And he won. He did this. That got me so excited.
His shifter was like a Woody, so he'd have
yeah.
It wasn't a stick shift.
Right?
But anyway, NASCAR is a great example of a divisive thing.
Yeah. The girls, when they hear that I'm talking to you about this, they're going to laugh so fucking hard.
About NASCAR?
Yes.
Do they like NASCAR?
No, they don't.
Okay.
But there are things there are things in my past affiliated with all of that are really entertaining. I think one of my things ended up being one of the drivers, one of my weird obsessions,
Or was it a NASCAR driver?
Yeah, so that obviously had nothing to do with music.
And he was dreamy.
it was a stretch, but apparently, yes, I thought so.
Oh, so there's a little bit of
Basically, I'm
How
a
old?
serial crusher. Like that's
this makes sense.
how old was I? I was in my 20s. I was an adult,
Okay.
and he's since retired. And the other people on this podcast normally will also comment on how he's a murderer.
Oh God! What?
Yeah, but since
Curveball.
you,
The plot thickens.
yeah,
Wow.
well, you don't
Is he a
follow
confirmed?
any of this.
No, I don't. This is all news to me. Is he a confirmed murderer?
No, but
He's a suspected murderer.
Ohio. And during one of the races, there's sprint cars. Do you know what those are?
I think so.
They're kind of like a go-kart.
The drifters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They're turning right to turn left,
Drifters.
kind of thing.
Yes.
There was a caution, and another driver was upset. And this guy that was upset got out of his car to demonstrate how upset he was while people were still, and he died. And that person that I got to know was the driver that hit him. Oh. And there are theories that he did it on purpose because the dude was yelling at him.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's tough.
But no one will ever know.
It sounds like no one will let someone know stuff.
Only one person knows.
Is that one person you?
No! Okay. The person who did it, right? Yeah. It was just an accident. Anyway, so he's a murderer, according to most, my husband included. So, yeah. Stand-up guy. He has a lot of money. He's going to have a baby. So that's exciting for him.
Dreamboats. Your NASCAR dreamboats. In real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and much like the Jonas Brothers, it certainly was. It wasn't just about the fact that he was a good racer, probably.
Right.
It was also that he was streaming.
Yeah.
Serial crusher.
Absolutely.
That's what we're learning.
This is really embarrassing.
Is it?
I don't know. Why would a person be like this?
Because does it bring you joy?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
You don't have to apologize to anyone for it because it's none of their business.
Right? Say it.
I can say you drop the F-bomb. It's none of your fucking business who she crushes on.
Oh, God. On that note, I feel like we talked about a lot of weird things that it doesn't really leave a lot of time for like the 2 truths and a lie thing.
We could do a quick one.
Okay.
Are yours prepared?
Did you prepare something?
No, but
you can on the fly.
I'll try it on the fly.
Okay. I'm going to write mine down so I don't forget.
I'm trying to figure out how you're going to trick me. Through absurdity? Are you going to trick me through absurdity or through plain Janeness? What's your I
mean, both tactics are good.
They are, yeah. Those are the only 2 strategies I can think of in 2 truths and a lie to fool. I think I might go with the absurdity one.
Yay.
Though you know me a little bit, so you might...
I don't know.
You might be able to
I don't know everything. I only know what you tell the rest of the world, essentially. And then a little bit more from recent chapter. Hey, mine is here.
Okay.
I'm excited. You live a weird life.
Yeah, but that's exactly where I'm trying to go. That's why it's taken me a while. I'm like, what's the most obscure, fanciful shit that I can say that's true? Like, what's the most ridiculous? Okay, I think I'm ready.
Are you sure? Oh,
I think I'm ready.
I was showing you my card.
I didn't look. I didn't see.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first. This is a quick 2 truths and a lie. 3 things, 2 truths and a lie. I hold the record for the biggest pike on Lake Minocqua in Wisconsin that I got when I was 15.
Okay, that's very specific.
Yes. I once went from factory floor worker to the head of a department at a California tech startup in 9 months.
Okay.
I once played piano in a top hat.
Oh my God.
Curtains as a soldier, the pads he's going to shoulders uniform.
Yeah.
And with curtains as a cape.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath a tree that had a bed hung in it that also had a bunch of chandeliers wired to it.
That sounds like someone made you do that.
2 truths and a lie.
Okay. I want to say the first one's the lie, and the lie part is how old you were when it happened. But
the first one is total bullshit.
God damn it.
I know that there's a Lake
bullshit.
Minocqua, yeah.
Okay. What, do you pike fish?
I love pike fishing.
Okay.
Totally. I wish I had the record.
Okay. Lyle Lovett tweeted happy birthday to me. This is embarrassing to say out loud. I don't know why I put this one on here. I slept with Wes Borland. I'm sorry. Okay. That's really embarrassing. I've seen Richard Gere jogging like with my own eyes. Those are my 3.
I gotta call out number 2.
Yeah, of course.
We were talking about Wes Borland.
I know.
For a second,
I know. That's why I tried to.
I might have mentioned that.
Yeah. I thought.
Since you're obsessed with me.
No.
Talking about dreamboats and,
Girl can be determined. Right? Because if you manifest that shit.
We both guessed right. So what's up with the Lyle Lovett tweet?
It's when
How did he know? Did someone tell him?
I did. In person.
Oh.
Yeah. So he played the folk festival in Ann Arbor.
Oh, yes.
This was probably 2011 or 12. I worked at the Bell Tower Hotel right across the street, and he was staying at the hotel. However, not that I'm not a fan of his music, I had no idea like what he looked like, because it had been a while since his relevancy. He wasn't like on TV all the time anymore. Gotcha. You know what I mean?
He was frozen to you. You
different.
hadn't seen the contemporary Lyle Lovett.
And I hadn't gone to the show. So as he was checking out, but that's the thing, and I'm sure you can agree. Sometimes you get this feeling to you. You can always tell when someone is important. Some people give off that air, like, I'm super talented, and they just ooze that energy. I'm supposed to know who that is. So I Googled who played last night. Oh shit, that's who that was. And so I tweeted at him, oh hey, sorry, I'm sure he appreciated just being talked to versus someone.
You tweeted at him, or you DM'd him?
I tweeted at him.
Okay.
Yeah. Publicly, yeah.
Did you say it's my birthday?
Yeah, because it was. And I was really crazy that I got to check out Lyle Lovett, like, out of the hotel room on my birthday. And he was like, oh, hey, happy birthday.
So you were like, hey, it's my birthday. What a thrill. Thanks. I got to check you out of the hotel.
Yeah. And I didn't acknowledge him at all for who he was while I was doing it, because I didn't know. I just had a suspicion that I can tell you're famous.
You let it slide.
But, so yeah, that was kind of fun. I guess. It's
so sweet.
Of course, the room was in a different name, duh. So that didn't give him away.
Interesting. I wonder, you don't have to tell me in the podcast. I want to know what name he stayed under.
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. It was probably his manager or something. Or if it's a fake name altogether. So, your other truths. Please tell me about this top hat situation.
Oh, I played music in a version of A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh.
It was elaborate and really whimsical. I was in Titania's Fairy Train, but also playing piano. And the set was cool. There was a bed that she would actually get into, hung from an enormous tree, and chandeliers all over it that were all dimmed and beautiful and stuff.
Where was that?
Outdoor. It was in Cyprus.
Interesting. Wow.
But that's like the weirdest. I play music, so I'm like, okay, what's the weirdest musical moment?
It sounds like something
she doesn't know about.
Yeah, absolutely. He did not have that on my radar.
I was hoping you'd think it was fake, because you're like,
no. I feel like someone absolutely made you do that, and like the fact that you added the detail about the curtains. If you left,
real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you had left that out, I may have thought that you were making that up. What was the other one? I can't remember now.
What was the other one? This tech startup.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody knows about my California life.
Yeah, well,
I think that's common stories in startups. That's not uncommon.
But I feel like you hinted on your Instagram about what was going on.
Complained on Instagram.
You did.
Like a cryptic little baby.
Like through your stories, though.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can look up now. I don't think.
Oh, there's some.
Are there?
There's some. Yeah, if you go back, you can be like, wow, he's stressed out. He's being kind of poetic about it. But it was
you hated some people.
Oh, it was so difficult. I mean, it was a very challenging environment.
Yeah.
And I occasionally say hi to those people. But yeah, it was so intense that everybody, I think, there was a group of people that all left around the same time. I left for different reasons than most to go start a family. I feel like that the people who left all at the same time, we're not texting each other every weekend, but once in a while, hey, hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
I just got to check out what happened next. Because it was like a drama show. It's like living inside a drama show. I'm sure many startups have that feeling. Big drama. Yeah.
And you probably you survived together. You escaped.
Yes.
So you have camaraderie around.
Yeah. And we could laugh about all the complex and absurd things that we witnessed, So, but that's expected when a company's trying to figure out what it is and what it does.
Right. How did you get into that?
It was crazy. It was Craigslist. Because I was in a situation where I needed a job ASAP,
Got it.
So I fired off a bunch of resumes. In my interview, it was literally like one guy behind a desk with nothing on it in an empty factory with nothing but one simply furnished office with 2 chairs in it. One, I thought it was on a TV show. Or I thought I was going to get murdered. Or I thought, what scam is this?
Right.
What? Because you walk in and nothing's being built. There's no machines. It's a big empty factory warehouse. There's offices, but there's only one desk. And a telephone. Are you going to ask me to invest in this company and then run away with my money?
Sounds like the Matrix or something.
Definitely. Sounds like the second interview.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That is.
It was intense. But they eventually secured a lot of funding. They've got machines in their warehouse.
Good. That's exciting.
And more tables and chairs. Yeah, those are my truths. Try to pick some weird ones.
Those are weird-ish.
The weirdest second.
My Richard Gere running story is just random, but
was this in Michigan?
No.
Oh, where were you?
The Hamptons.
Oh, sounds like a great place for Richard Gere.
Yeah. He had a house down the road from where I was staying, and he was just out for his morning, and my mom happened to be out smoking a cig or drinking coffee, freaked out. Lindsey! I was sleeping, and she's like, come outside. And I'm like, who?
Because your mom and starts going faster, I'm sure.
And I think I was 16, so I didn't even know him. Who's Richard Gere?
Oh.
Pretty Woman. Okay.
I'll be right there. Wow, I would have blasted Roy Orbison his last if I saw him jogging just to tick him off. He'd be like,
no kidding. We're chatty Cathy's with double chins that are geriatric millennials.
That's for sure.
You have a beard to cover yours, though.
Well,
not really that you have one.
Stubble. I need to shave, but it's tough to do that in Michigan. Do you have a sign off? Do you have a way that you close your podcast?
You can do whatever you want. Do you want to promote anything?
Let me know if you want pictures of decks. If you want me to work on your deck. No, edit that out. I don't mean that at all. Oh,
that was great. Unsolicited deck pics.
Trying to bring it back to the beginning. Oh,
I just remembered that you told me about that hot dog filter thing. I was thinking, because Rico was stretched out and he kind of looked like a hot dog.
Oh, you could do a Rico hot dog filter and he'd look exactly the same.
Oh my God, you're right. You're so cute. Thank you for being on our show.
Oh, thanks for having me. It was great.
Mr. Bathgate.
We had a couple laughs. We had some intense conversations about NASCAR. That was great.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode of Double Chin's Wagon and would like to support the podcast, please share it with your friends, post about it on the socials, or leave a review. You can also comment or answer some of our poll questions. To catch all the latest from us, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Double Chins Wagon. Thanks again. We will see you next time.